HTC has launched the Touch HD2. The device itself and the spec list are large 4.3-inch capacitive WVGA touchscreen, 1 GHz CPU, Wi-Fi, 5 megapixel camera, loads of sensors and a new application, Peep, a new Windows-based version of the Heroes Twitter client. There's also apparently an optional car kit which, quote, automatically transforms the HD2's user interface into a finger-friendly in-car navigation experience. Good stuff, though it's not clear which sat-nav software, if any, is involved. Included with the HD2, plus launching with a few other devices around the world, is Windows Mobile 6.5, a facelifted version of 6.1 that also includes a sexier home screen and a revamped version of Internet Explorer. Not that HTC feature either, preferring to swamp these with their TouchFlow 3D Windows Mobile front end, now calling it SenseUI, to match the front end for the Android-powered Hero, and with Opera Mobile still the highlighted browser. Better, but still all a bit messy if you ask me. In Phone Show 81, I took a first look at security on your phone, explaining that you didn't need to fall for the wiles of the mobile security tricksters. There's no need to buy mobile antivirus and there's no need for a mobile firewall. I did, however, caution against installing software from unofficial sources, and I did urge you to be careful about using public Wi-Fi for anything other than casual mobile surfing. In this second security chapter, I'd like to talk about your information, your contacts, calendar, notes, documents, your policy numbers, bank accounts, PIN numbers, reg codes and passwords. The chances are that all of these are stored in various forms on your phone. What if your phone breaks? Do you have a full backup on your memory card? What if you leave your phone on a bus tomorrow or someone picks your pocket, taking your phone and the memory card? Do you have a backup at home? What about the information itself? Is it going to be trivial for a thief to work through your contacts, accounts and passwords, at best helping themselves to some of your money, and at worst opening yourself to massive identity fraud? I'm trying to scare you for a reason. You need to think about each of these scenarios and know that you're protected. Every phone provides a way to back up its contacts for a start, whether to memory card or to a PC. Do it, even if it's just once a month. This being 2009, there are a multitude of places to sync your contacts and calendar to. Outlook, iCal, Google, Ovi, and so on. Pick one and stick with it, effectively keeping an accessible copy of your main data stores somewhere other than on your phone. The chances are that a thief wouldn't be interested in your contacts alone, unless you happen to use fields in this to keep confidential information in, for example, an entry for Barclays Bank with your account numbers in the notes field. Don't do that. Anything confidential, anything which could be used to impersonate you, should be kept in a totally separate system, what's often called a secure database. This is simpler than it sounds. It's a small password-protected application which keeps track of and encrypts everything secret. You can put in every PIN, every registration code, every account number, every security password. Rather than trying to remember hundreds of PINs and passwords, all you've got to do is remember one, the password for the secure database. This then gives you access to everything else. Oh, and by the way, make sure your partner or immediate family have access to this master password, maybe written down in your safe, just in case something happens to you. There are many secure database utilities for every phone platform. From the iPhone to Symbian to humbler phones that only run Java apps, all are similar, and the main thing to consider is how each syncs, if at all, to your chosen desktop platform, for example, Windows or Mac. You need this if you want to copy text in and out from desktop applications, or if you want access to your secret data on the desktop, or if you just want to be able to type in the original data using your desktop's big keyboard. In many cases, you're limited to simply exporting the data and importing it on the handheld, or vice versa, so do read the small print. To get you started, have a look at, for example, Splash Data for iPhone and Windows Mobile, and HandySafe Pro for Symbian. But as I say, there are hundreds of other secure databases for you to research and try out for your chosen phone or smartphone. Stay safe, everybody. Yes, hand Steve Jobs a Nokia 5730, he'd probably have a heart attack. The 5730 is the complete antithesis of the Apple iPhone. It's non-touch, it's got a small screen and sways of small plastic buttons, and yet it can actually do more, arguably, in terms of pure built-in functionality than the iPhone 3GS, and at a half to a quarter the price, depending on how you account for different pricing options. Okay, so it may not do things anywhere near as elegantly as the iPhone, but this unashamedly button-driven smartphone does have a unique selling point. It's the only smartphone in the world to combine both a physical QWERTY keyboard, and a rather nice one at that, with physical music and media controls here on the left. What this means in practice is that you can be listening to music and replying to email or entering a Facebook update and you fancy skipping a track, or perhaps pausing playback. With most phones you have to switch back to your music player using several taps or clicks away, change or stop the track as needed, and then tap or click away merrily to get back to the original application. On the 5730 you just press one button. Neat. Most of the time the 5730 looks like just another chunky Nokia candy bar phone, albeit with funky retro key legends and translucent plastic surround. But then you flip open the QWERTY keyboard, crank up the Wi-Fi, and you've got yourself a decent smartphone with much the same strengths and weaknesses as the Nokia E75 that's been featured quite a bit on the phone show. The main differences from the E75 are that there's a digital compass here to augment the GPS, useful if you're walking around a strange town and need quick orientation, and that the camera has been upgraded to use a Carl Zeiss lens, giving slightly better colours and detail in photos. So this is a test video clip of the Nokia 5730 XpressMusic. 30 frames a second, Carl Zeiss optics, 3 megapixel stills, VGA video. How's the quality? How is the focus? On the downside, the back is all plastic and bows out slightly, adding to the thickness of the phone and allowing room for the battery to incredibly rattle. Worse, the loudspeaker is almost completely covered. Here's the muffled sound. And here's the natural sound without the back cover. Much better high frequencies. The solution? Get your drill out and make your own speaker grill. On the software side, the 5730 hasn't got the E75's editing version of QuickOffice. This is a music and media focused phone, so the editing carousel driven version of Photos is included instead. And yes, this does work with videos too, somewhat bizarrely. The other E75 strengths are carried over. The keyboard really is good despite the low visibility dot matrix legends. The screen's great in sunlight, and in closed mode the phone doesn't scream out, "I'm worth a fortune, nick me." Also new is this carousel quick contact system on the home screen, where you can get access to people's phone, text, and even their web feeds. Very nice. Too much plastic, as Steve Jobs would say? Oh, undoubtedly. But you can do a heck of a lot with it. This is the Nokia 5730 XpressMusic. We all enjoyed Phone Show 87, in which your phone testimonies proved so interesting. If you'd like to see your name up in lights in the phone show again, then see this URL now, and you can feature up to a minute of your new testimony with perhaps a new device up on the phone show in the coming months. See you soon. Hey guys, shush, this is hot. I have in my hands a device with a 6-inch, repeat 6-inch touchscreen and a QWERTY keyboard that can only be described as desktop class. And there's a full Office editing suite and dictaphone recording controls, and you can go a week on one charge or a set of AA batteries. And it costs about $50 or £30 on eBay. And it was released in 1995, and I still cannot believe that 2009 smartphones, getting ever closer in terms of screen size, still can't get close to matching the Scion Series 5 for raw in-your-pocket functionality. I'm simply lost for words. Where did we all go wrong? If you've enjoyed watching the phone show, then please support me by sending any spare PayPal money to slitchfield@gmail.com or using the buttons on the site. Thanks a lot.